This is the Blaze Radio on demand.
In the next 19 seconds, you could sell your home. Okay, it's not going to sell your home, but you're going to take a big step toward getting it sold. Go to realestateagentsitrust.com and find an agent selected by my team, a professional who shares your values and speaks the truth. Sell your home fast and for the most money. Get moving at realestateagentsitrust.com.
The Buck Sexton Show on the Blaze Radio Network.
Let's take a call from John in Kansas City, Missouri. What's up, John?
Hey, guys. First off, I have to get this out of the way since I've always wanted to say it. How you doing, Uncle Buck?
I'm great, thank you.
Secondly, on the subject of who's better, Clinton or Trump on vets, quite honestly, both of them are scum of the earth, and I wouldn't trust them with our vets, let alone my dogs.
But doesn't one have to be better than the other? Aren't we falling into a relativistic analysis if we just can pretend that two people have exactly the same view of both how to deal with the VA and also the same dedication to that task, however imperfect or crappy at it they may be?
No, not at all, because people for too long have been accepting the lesser of two evils, and that is something I'm not willing to do, whether it be in my own life or when I make decisions about who I think is best to lead this country and take care of the problems that we have.
So what decision are you going to make then? Are you going to leave it blank for president and write in Republican candidates, or not write in Republican, support Republican candidates down ballot?
I'm more of an independent, supporting the candidates that I think are best for each office, regardless of party. Most of the time in the past, it's been Republicans, but this time around in Missouri, where I'm at, there's going to be some libertarians that I vote for on the down ballot, but on the main ticket, I'm actually going to be supporting Evan McMullin, and one of the reasons for that is his stance and trustworthiness when it comes to matters involving things like our vets specifically here. Hey,
sure. I mean, Evan McMullin's not going to win the presidency, but you're allowed to vote for whoever you want, and I've got respect for the guy.
And it's because it's cowardice like that means that Evan won't win, because if you're too afraid to stand up and make a vote based off of something other than moral relativism, then nothing's ever going to change.
I think cowardice is the wrong word, and people would probably object to that as a term to use. I think there's a difference between taking an approach that you think is more in line with reality than taking an approach that is pure idealism.
It still boils down to a form of cowardice, Buck, and I'm sorry to say that.
No, I think that people that would hear that, and I would put myself quite honestly in the category, would say, okay, well, first of all, voting is an irrational act to begin with, right? You're one vote in a country of 320 million people. So in a sense, we could say that any one person's vote is meaningless, unless you live in like Florida, maybe. Then it actually starts to get down to the wire. In a state like New York, my vote is absolutely going to be meaningless. There's no chance whatsoever, because I am 3-1 outvoted by Democrats here in New York City, even more than that, I think, actually. So there's no point in me voting whatsoever. So my vote actually has no meaning other than just sort of the symbolism of who I'm putting my support behind. And so at that level, I guess none of it really matters. But voting for somebody who you think has no chance of winning the presidency whatsoever, what does that if your primary goal is defeating Hillary Clinton, don't you have to vote for the person that has the best chance of beating Hillary Clinton? I mean, I don't think that's cowardice. I think that's realism. But you're, of course, free to disagree on this, and that's fine. And there are plenty of people that will vote for Evan McMullin, I'm sure. I mean, they'll be certainly in the low hundreds, maybe even in the mid thousands. I think we lost him. I guess he's done with me. I was trying to be very respectful and polite. What happened? I guess he had enough. That can happen. So where were we? I had Evan McMullin here on the show. I've given him totally, fair treatment and everything else. It's just getting on the ballot in a few states and hoping to have a write-in campaign to win is just very, very unlikely. And also, I think that as a Republican, I don't want to start relitigating all the primary stuff, but look, Mark Levin made the switch, everybody. I'm not saying that means you got to make the switch too, but clearly some people are reevaluating the never Trump position. And as we get closer and closer to having Hillary Clinton, who is just so brazenly dishonest and criminal in her dealings, I don't know. I just can't do it. I've got to find a way to do what little I can to try to stop Hillary Clinton from winning. See, that's it. For me, it's more important to not have Hillary Clinton be the president than to feel like I'm consistent and completely able to be principled in my voting. Some people disagree with that. That's fine. I understand. You know, I would sort of say this is where we could start having fun with historical analogies. Was it principled to ally with the Soviets against the Nazis? It was expedience. It wasn't really about principle. Soviets were pretty bad, too. You look back at what the Soviets did both during and then, of course, after the Second World War, and before the Second World War, for that matter, and it's not really about principles. It's about defeating a common enemy. So I think defeating Hillary is the most important thing that we can do politically in this country, and that's where I come down on this. But again, anyone who disagrees, you are more than welcome to call in. I'm happy to speak to you about it. And I also, just like many others out there, uphold the right to change my mind. This is politics. You can change your mind on things. It's a judgment call, as you all know. Voting is always a judgment call. I mean, I think voting for Hillary Clinton, if you're a Republican, is a particularly bizarre judgment call, but some people are going to do it. And some of them have been on the show. So you've heard all those arguments many, many times. Oh, wait, I want to talk quickly about what Trump had to say on mental health division to address military suicides. This was an important part of last night's forum. Play clip 7.
20 to 22 people a day are killing themselves. A lot of it is they're killing themselves over the fact that they're under tremendous pain and they can't see a doctor. We're going to speed up the process. We're going to create a great mental health division. They need help. They need help. They need tremendous help. And we're doing nothing for them.
So he says he'll make the VA better. I don't know what the specifics that he's offering really are, because I don't think he's offered specifics on how he would go about doing this. But certainly a very, very worthy goal, and I hope that Donald Trump is successful in it if he becomes president. Although I will point out that the VA is a very complicated system, from what I understand from people who have had to deal with it. And we had those terrible lists and the stories about the lists, and there was this national outrage. Haven't heard that there's a lot that's been really fixed. A little bit of accountability, but not a lot that's been fixed. And so if that wasn't enough to move the needle on fixing the VA, I can't imagine that any political candidate or any winner of the presidency can just come in and make things better, because it seems to me like it's a very complicated situation that, you know, is going to require a lot of time and a lot of continuous effort. And it's just so easy for politicians to score quick, cheap points by saying how much they care about the vets and how much they're going to do for the vets. I hope that they're being honest, but I think that a lot of the time they're just being self-serving. We've got more coming, team. Stay with me.
The Buck Sexton Show on the Blaze Radio Network.
Hey team, it's Buck. Have you tried a Casper mattress yet? They are incredible. They're obsessively engineered, and they come at a shockingly fair price for a mattress that brings together technology and comfort to also be a great value. Is just too much for any of you to pass up. It combines springy latex and supportive memory foams to create an award-winning sleep surface with just the right sink and the perfect bounce. Time magazine named it one of the best inventions of 2015. It is an award-winning mattress that absolutely will not disappoint. Try Casper for 100 nights risk-free in your own home. If you don't love it, they'll pick it up and refund you everything. Free shipping and returns to the U.S. and Canada. And for listeners of this show, you can get a special $50 toward any mattress by going to Casper.com/Buck, Casper.com/Buck, and using Buck as the code.